It started with the birds. At first, no one noticed. A few dead sparrows here, a twitching crow there. Small town folk just shrugged it off. Pesticides, they said. Cold snap, said others. But Dr. Lena Morales knew something was wrong when the birds started attacking windows, not flying into them, but pecking, clawing, like they were trying to get inside. The town of Windmere sat nestled in a forest valley, surrounded by thick pine woods and silent lakes. A quiet, uneventful place. That changed the day the Verdant Labs research team arrived. Lena was part of that team. They were studying fungal growths in a newly discovered cave system beneath Lake Norwing growths that seemed alien. Not in the science fiction sense of green goo or glowing rocks, but alien in that they didn't behave like anything earthborn. Spores that shimmered under UV light, tendrils that reacted to sound, and a core structure pulsating, wet, that resembled a beating heart embedded in stone. They brought samples back to the lab. That was the mistake. Day 1. Research assistant Tommy claimed his cat ran away, but Lena saw the footage. His pet was staring at the ventilation shaft, unmoving, before leaping into it like it had heard a command. Hours later, Tommy complained of a headache. He looked pale. His eyes had yellowed. When she told him to go home, he smiled oddly and said, "I'm fine. I'm being made better." That night, he vanished. Day 2. People in town began complaining about insects in their walls. They described clicking noises behind drywall, like something was crawling. Then came the smell, damp, earthy, like rotting wood. The town's dogs started howling at night. The power flickered across multiple homes, and Lena found something horrifying in the lab. The fungal sample had grown beyond its containment dish. It had melted through glass. It now reached across the floor, like creeping fingers. Under black light, it shimmered with veins that pulsed. It wasn't a fungus. It was alive, and it was learning. Day 3. Sheriff Granger led a search party for Tommy. They found him in his apartment, or what was left of him. His body had been hollowed out from the inside, organs gone, bones softened. His skin was translucent, stretched like film, but his eyes still moved, still watched them. When one deputy touched the body, it opened. A cloud of spores hissed out. Within hours, the deputy fell ill. By midnight, he'd attacked his own wife, trying to insert something writhing into her mouth. Day 4. Quarantine. Windmere was sealed off. No internet, no phones. Verdant Labs had gone silent. Dr. Lena Morales tried to send a distress signal, but the system was corrupted. Then, the changes began. Some residents coughed black bile. Others dreamt of roots growing inside them. And then, their bodies transformed. Skin spiraled open. Eyes multiplied. Teeth turned to saw blades. But their voices? Still eerily calm. Lena turned the high school gym into a last refuge. Only 12 uninfected remained. That night, a little girl named Sarah whispered in her sleep, "The hollowing is kindness. It empties us to make room. Soon, you will understand." Day 5. Descent. Lena knew it was in the caves. It had always been there. She led a small team underground. The walls throbbed. Bioluminescent veins pulsed. And deep within, they found it. A massive, living core part brain, part wommerged with the earth. Kneeling around it were once humans, now twisted hybrids of fungus and flesh, praying, or pretending to. Their mouths moved in unison. Join, join, join. One teammate ran, but they didn't chase. They didn't need to. They were patient. Lena finally understood. It didn't want to kill. It wanted to convert. Day 6. The hollowing. The gym was breached. Everyone was gone. Lena alone returned to the lab ruins. On a solar recorder, she left her final warning. This is Dr. Lena Morales. The hollowing is real. It infects through spores, reshapes DNA, converts the host. Do not come to Windmere. Burn it, salt the earth, and pray it hasn't learned to ride the wind. As she clicked off the recorder, she felt it in her lungs. The whispering had begun. 1 month later, Windmere is peaceful again. Birds sing. Tourists hike. The town's disappearance blamed on a chemical leak. But beneath the lake, the organism still pulses, watching, waiting, learning. And now, the wind carries spores, and it empties us to make room.